you still do have a life that you need to live. You still need to make memories. You still need to go on holidays and enjoy them. I mean, I remember being on a cruise once and I did not go out for a single dinner with my family, not a single one. I stayed in the room on my own and I made zero memories. There is so much more to life than training. There's so much more to life than having a flat stomach. And these things are just, they're so surface level. So remember that your life is social and you need to enjoy it as well as having goals. Hi, my name's Courtney Black and I am a personal trainer, fitness influencer, and I have my own fitness app. I'm here with Women's Health UK on this episode of My Body, My Story. I'd say my current relationship with my body is quite stable. I would be lying if I said I was completely happy with my body and my relationship with my body. I think anyone that says that, especially someone who's gone through an eating disorder like I have, isn't really being truthful, because you do have up and down days. We're all gonna have days when we look in the mirror and we think there's things that we wanna change about ourselves, or we're a bit too critical of ourselves. And it's even normal to have like little relapses and think, oh, today I should maybe eat a little bit less, or I should work out a little bit more. That's completely normal. And I think a lot of the time we put ourselves down a bit too much for that. Oh, am I being too critical? And as well, me being in the public eye and obviously screaming about how to not starve yourself and how to fuel your body. You can feel quite bad about that and you can feel like a bit of an imposter, but it wouldn't be being authentic if that didn't happen. 80% of the time, 90% of the time, I wake up and I'm really happy with how my body looks, how my body feels, and how I feel as a person. It's not just about how it looks, but it's really like, I don't know, motivating to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and not feel like you look your best, but still be quite happy with that. And I think that's a massive obstacle that I've overcome. So that's why I feel like at the minute, I'm really happy with my relationship with my body. The earliest memory of me being critical of my body and not being 100% happy with how I looked and really putting myself down is definitely when I was dancing. So I used to be a professional Latin dancer. Well, I say professional, I definitely was not a professional Latin dancer. It was just for fun. But as you can imagine, in the dancing industry, everyone is so critical of their bodies. Everyone's trying to be like as skinny as possible. I remember I must have been 14 at the time and I was wearing a size 8 dress, like an 8-year-old's dress, and she was actually 8 years old who wore this dress in a competition, and I literally did not eat to get this dress because I loved it so much. And I remember everyone saying, oh, the lighter that you are, the faster that you're going to be on the dance floor, the quicker your spins will be. And then obviously along with this, I just remember being in school and every single day eating a ham and cheese salad, and it's so like a vivid memory. But I used to be known as the girl that would come into school, everyone else would just eat their pasta pots or what they'd have for lunch from the lunch, like the schoolroom, and I would come in every day with my container and it was literally just salad leaves, a little bit of cheese and some ham, and that is all I would eat. And I just was the girl who brought this salad in because I knew that it was no carbs, high protein, really low fat, and it was just going to get me in this dress. And it was just bizarre that even like a 12, 13-year-old was thinking like that. My body and my relationship with food now has changed massively, because when I say about the salad thing, I would also sit there at the lunch table and criticise everyone else's meals. And obviously this made me lose so many friends. I would never dare sit there and judge someone else, what they're eating or what they're doing. Everyone has their own diets. I think a lot of people are so critical on what other people do because they're not happy in their own body. When I was so deep in my disordered eating habits and I was so unhappy with my own body, the worst thing for me was I was constantly being so critical of other people, and that is the worst headspace to be in, because it also makes you so much more critical of yourself, waking up in the morning and pinching your stomach and pinching bits of you that you don't like and constantly digging yourself out. And that's how it's changed now. I feel like now I've just got such a breath of fresh air. The first thing I do when I meet someone is I think about asking them how their day is. I think about how they're holding themselves, what they've got going for them, rather than what they look like, and that is so refreshing. One piece of advice that I would give myself now, if I could look back, is that of course, you want to look great. That's amazing. You've got goals, you want to feel good in when you're training, you want to look amazing, you want to look your best, but you still do have a life that you need to live. You still need to make memories, you still need to go on holidays and enjoy them. I mean, I remember being on a cruise once and I did not go out for a single dinner with my family, not a single one. I stayed in the room on my own and I made zero memories. There is so much more to life than training. There's so much more to life than having a flat stomach. And these things are just, They're so surface level. So remember that your life is social and you need to enjoy it as well as having goals. A time when my body surprised me is actually quite recently. So I don't ever really run. And I'm shocked that I could not run for 6 months and then I'll go on a run and I can run 15k. And that just shows how fit I am and how like incredible my fitness levels have improved. I remember when I had my eating disorder again, I used to run on the treadmill for hours and hours and hours and hours, but I used to feel so dizzy and lightheaded with it, and obviously I wasn't fueling my body and anything like that. But now I'm eating properly and I could literally not train all week, go on a long run and feel incredible when I get back. And it's just crazy how all this strength training and doing a little bit of HIIT training and really feeling good in your body, like your fitness levels are just incredible, but you don't even have to train for it. So then I had that question in my head, like if I did train for like a marathon or if I did train for a triathlon, what could my body do? We really set our standards low when our body's capable of so much more. The time when I felt strongest in myself, I would actually say is between now and maybe 12 months ago. And that is because I'm doing all different kinds of training. I mean, I film for my app 3-4 times a week, and that is hardcore. So it's 45 minutes of like intense training, and that makes me feel my best. I feel super fit when I'm doing it, but I'm also doing like a little bit of Pilates like every now and then. I'm going for runs every now and then. I chuck a little bit of boxing in like once a month, and I'm just having like a real variety. And for me, that's incredible because I wake up in the morning, and even though on the days where I film like that's set and structured, I can also wake up and go, what do I feel like doing today? Or do I just feel like going for a walk? And having that variety in your training, I think makes you feel the strongest and also the happiest. Not just one of my favourite ways, but my all-time favourite way to get my body moving, and it's been like it for 3 years now, is home workouts. And I cannot believe I'm even saying that, because if I looked back just before lockdown, I would be laughing at me saying that I'm lying, or that you guys have told me to say it, because I never in my life done a home workout. And I think lockdown really pushed everyone out their comfort zones to find out new ways of training, and I love them. I wake up in the morning, I roll my little carpet away, I get my weights out, and I feel within the first 5 minutes like a new person. I feel like I can sweat, I feel like I can make all the facial expressions, I can roll around, I laugh at myself, I blare my music out, and I feel like sometimes gyms can be such intimidating places, even for someone who has been a trainer and been training for nearly like 7 to 8 years now. But when you're in your house and you've got the music blaring and you're just doing something that you enjoy and you're having fun with it, it is the best. And that is my all-time favourite way of training, and I can't ever see myself stopping doing home workouts. Right, so I've never been a holistic kind of person. I'm not a holistic gal, but I am all here for nourishing your body, your mind and your soul. It's different from just having massages, going to the spa, like having a bath. That's very like superficial, top level stuff, okay? Getting out for fresh air is key. It's the one thing that I prioritise every single day. It's not to burn calories, it's not to get your steps in, it's to literally clear your head. My best thoughts happen on my walks. Even if it's like 10 minutes and I come home, even if it's raining, I will pop an umbrella up, and I never thought I would be that girl, but the umbrella gets popped up and I get some fresh air because it makes you feel so much better. Doing something different, whether that's trying a new recipe, dedicating my dinner time is so important. I hate when I can't cook my dinner. So I like to have a good 30-40 minutes to cook something that I'm gonna enjoy eating, spend that time crushing my garlic, getting the saucepan on, and that for me is the most nourishing thing I can do for my soul and my mind, because I completely switch off while I'm doing it. But just finding something that isn't superficial, isn't like reliant on anyone else but you, I think that's super important to nourishing your body, your mind and your soul all at once. 3 things I'm grateful for about my body is the strength in it. I am probably the fittest that I've ever been, and I love that. I mean, when I come away from filming for my app and I'm not screaming at my clients, I realise how fit I am, because when I'm just doing a normal class or I'm running or something, it is crazy how fit I am, and that for me is the best feeling. Not getting out of breath when you're running up the stairs, feeling good, waking up and having energy. That's one thing I'm grateful for. Number 2, I'd say, obviously as women, we can like reproduce, we have all these amazing hormones going on in our body that I used to really hate myself for. I used to hate that the certain time of the month I'd get spots, or I don't know, like I'd get a little bit more hair, but we are such incredible human beings, and I just think it's such a beautiful thing about us that I've become so much more grateful for as I'm getting older. And 3, I'd say the energy that I give off. And I love that I wake up in the morning and I can make someone else happy. I know that's not really body related, but even just walking past someone on the street and smiling at someone, you can tell instantly by their reaction how much happier it's made them or how their day's been lifted from that. And I think that's something that we can all be grateful for. I'm Courtney Black, and thank you for watching my episode of My Body, My Story.